somebody might be trying to hurt Terrence Howard after he went viral on that podcast interview. Recently, he had comments where he kind of mentioned the whole Diddy thing, and I don't think people took too kindly on what he had to say.
Give up your manhood? I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Get punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man. So I believe that's a big problem with a lot of the actors out there because they get fluid. And next thing you know, once you go fluid, it's gone. You don't have any foundation to pull yourself back from. So maintain your man card.
Now, man, that speech sound real like influential. It kind of sounds something out of a movie. I mean, he is an actor. I mean, what do you expect? But after the feeling so influential, if you listen a little bit more to the interview, he actually start going in a little bit deeper on these parties.
You see some guys struggling with that. You see Bieber struggling with that. You see some of these guys struggling with that.
They can't get it out of their head. They can't get it out of their head. The things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most. And so they end up on drugs, end up every way to try and get rid of any principles there are. And that's what the business does. And they get to the point where they have their Oscar, they have their money, but they don't have their dream. They don't have the soul that they started with. So it's like achieving don't mean anything. If I get all the Nobel Prizes from doing all of this, but in the process I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place, what benefit is that?
So at this point, I'm like, all right, Terrence Howard, maybe you just trying to get clout off a Diddy name. You know, what is the purpose of you bringing up this man's name? Like, I never heard of Diddy and Terrence Howard doing anything. But then he admits that him and Diddy have a history. And in their history that they have, they actually linked up, and he actually flew out there to go help him, you know, set up as an actor and, you know, give him the proper guidance that he needed to be a good actor. But little did Terrence Howard know, Diddy might have had different plans.
Hey, did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, you know, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, you know, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody and threaten to knock their head off for talking to you like, or looking at you like you're a woman. You know, when you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real reaction back. It's a difference when a guy walks in a room and when a man walks into a room.
Now, that was a few days ago. I don't know what Terrence Howard done did between then and now, who he done talked to, how, like, he might have hollered at. I think he might be more gangster than Big U. I'm starting to feel like that. Because the role that this man put on IG Live today, I mean, he need to get an Oscar. They need to give him an Oscar, man. I really would have thought that Terrence Howard was Big U after this performance that he put on.
Listen, before y'all talk about me, y'all need to talk to me. You see, once upon a time, if a man questioned another man's honor, he didn't do it from the shadows. He had to do it out in the open, with his name, his chest out, and his chin high. Not hiding behind a keyboard or tucked behind editing clips of fair use disclaimers. You see, citing Section 107 of the Copyright Act does not give you free rein to defame, misrepresent, or harm another's reputation. Fair use is not a shield for character assassination. my words, my image, my ideas, and twist them to feed your fear and inflate your ego, if you profit off of my name while calling me a liar, then be prepared to stand behind your accusations. Because in the old world, men didn't hide behind anything. When they spoke against someone, they had to speak it with their whole being.
All I could say was, it's hard out here for a pill. And the money in live. Cause boy, bruh, I don't know what this man is sipping in that cup. We all need a cup of that, because whatever is in that cup got him putting on a roll. I have never seen Terrence Howard. Boy, I'm telling you, he's intimidating me right now. I'm looking around. I don't know what he might do next. You know, so if you thought Terrence Howard was like soft, don't think that, you know. But he, once again, took it from 0 to 10,000. And once he took it to 10,000, I was even surprised.
And if you're going to speak against me, then use the same courage that it took for me to say those truths. Man to man, eye to eye, integrity and in truth. I've spent a lifetime earning the right to speak with the conviction about these truths that I speak. So if you want to tear that down, have the decency to come and say it directly to my face. And say it like a man. If you're going to talk about the geometry, have other geometries to argue against it. If you're going to talk about the supersymmetry, speak of other supersymmetries that would work against it. If you're going to talk about the white papers, provide your own white paper as an argument to argue against the equations.
Terrence Howard, what the do that mean?
Or the conclusions. But we're going to do this respectfully, otherwise we'll end in a duel. And I mean a duel, real life duel, where only one person walks away. We can meet with guns, bottles, knives, or books and equations. But we're going to do this like men. So, get ready. Get ready.
Now, you know Terrence Howard old as hell, because it took him about 3 seconds to even turn the damn phone off. Run the tape.
Get ready.
So, yeah, like I said, Terrence Howard, he ready to meet at a duel at 3. He want to take 10 steps and then let it go. I don't know what's going on with this man. He don't seem like the man that need to be playing. He is ready for World War IV with anybody. I think that somebody got offended, text them that they was mad, and he done slapped them and they mom down. That's what I think. That's what I think. Leave him alone. He been at Diddy parties. He got trauma. Leave him alone. What do y'all feel? As y'all see, this was my view. I would love to know y'all view. There's 3 other channels above my head. Make sure you guys subscribe at the top bell if you enjoyed yourself, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here.